Alright, so our last flight, we figured out what we had to do to leave the country and fly down to the Bahamas. So now here we are, we're in the Bahamas, and well, hell, you and I are U.S. citizens, so we just get in the plane and we go, right? I mean, we got our passports.
well, we can, except that I would incur some fines probably if we didn't follow some of the rules. So pretty much like we filed APIS on the way here, and we already filed for the e-APIS on the way back. So now the main thing we have to do is notify customs in Fort Lauderdale that we're going to be returning. So you have to give a 1 hour notice, minimum 1 hour notice on your return, and get an arrival confirmation.
So let me get this right. You're saying that I can't just get in the airplane and just fly back to the States?
Well, you can if you want to incur some heavy fines. And in that case, you'll be the pilot in command, not me.
So there you go. So despite some of the videos we see on YouTube sometimes that leave out some of the details, before you fly back, make sure you do that, because that is not a fine you don't want to incur, and you definitely don't want anyone coming up looking after you either. So, alright, so there we go. So then let's get in the airplane and let's get our clearance to get out of here.
Stella Mars traffic at a Beechcraft Baron, taking the active. We'll be departing runway 31, Stella Mars.
So where do we get our clearance? I didn't see your clearance frequency.
So we can pick it up either with NASA approach. But this far out, sometimes you don't get reception with NASA. So Miami Center also has coverage in this area above 7,000 feet. So sometimes it's easier to pick it up with NASA with Miami, once we get above 7,000. So that's the plan for today.
So we'll take off VFR, climb to 7,000, and then get a hold of Miami and pick up our approach clearance from Miami.
Exactly.
Excellent.
All right, seatbelt's good?
Seatbelt's good.
Doors shut?
Doors locked. Fuel's on main.
Stella Mars traffic, Baron departing runway 31 straight out, Stella Mars.
Gauge screen. Fuel flow, airspeed alive. Nice bumpy runway.
Positive rate, you're up, please.
Positive rate, you're up.
Little gusty. That's one thing about flying in the islands out here. A lot of the runways are oriented the direction of the island, which is basically northwest to southeast. And in the winter time, the wind is almost always directly out of the northeast. So you have very frequently at this time of year, you have a direct crosswind on a lot of these island runways.
And you seem to be blocked by the trees as well, so you don't...
Well, not only that, but the way these islands are, a lot of them are like basically like a hump in the middle. It's high in the middle and it's shallow on the sides. So it creates an eddy. Because of the orientation of the islands, the wind traveling over the top of it creates that eddy on the backside of the hill, which is right where you're trying to land. So, keeps it sporty.
Sporty it is. Beautiful islands out here.
Oh man, it is gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, all these clouds moved out of the way, so we'll be able to climb VFR all the way up. Miami Center, November 291, Bravo, Papa's off Stella Mars, climbing out of 7,000, heading 315, looking to pick up IFR to Fort Lauderdale Executive.
November 291, Bravo, Papa Miami Center, good morning. Squawk 4642, maintain VFR.
4642 VFR, 1 Bravo, Papa.
November 291, Bravo, Papa, radar contact 23 miles, 23 miles northwest of the Stella Maris Airport. The altitude leaving and requesting.
Out of 7,600, we're requesting 8,000.
291, Bravo, Papa, roger, cleared to the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport via direct decal 5 arrival. I maintain 8,000, the mass altimeter is 3010.
Okay, cleared to Fort Lauderdale Executive via direct decal 5 arrival up to 8,000 and altimeter 3010 for Bravo Papa.
Feedback is correct, thank you.
Looking at the decal 5 arrival.
November 450,
That's pretty
Sierra,
simple.
Contact Miami Center on 126.32.
Just direct decal. And then all the aircraft, because we're not a turbojet, expect to cross at 4,000.
194,
And I expect radar vectors to final approach course with the 2,000 MEA. So that's a pretty simple arrival.
Yeah.
As far as arrivals go.
Yeah.
And we're already direct decal, so we're skipping all the other waypoints early on.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much direct, almost nearly direct, back to Fort Lauderdale. But there's a slight little kink in the route. That's pretty nice. Wish I could get some more direct going up to St. Augustine all the time. That certainly would make life a lot better, a lot easier.
Miami Sunwing at 647.
Sunwing 647, Miami Center, go ahead.
Alright, throttle props are set. Mixture is we're still adjusting. Cowl flaps are closed. Instruments are set. Oxygen tanks, and we're on auxiliary tanks. And
November 116, Quebec Air,
switch,
to maintain flight level 360 to be leveled in 2 minutes available.
When you go to aux tanks, do your gauges switch as well?
You have to manually switch it, so I haven't
November
switched.
116, Quebec Sierra. Miami Sunwing 647, released by Havana, level 360.
So we talked about it on
Sunwing 647,
the way
Miami
down.
Center, roger, good morning.
So you have a crash kit. Horrible name for it, by the way. But you have a crash kit that sits in the back seat, as well as a 6-man life raft. So for those who didn't see our flight coming down, what do you have in that crash kit?
So I think the most important part is the EPIRB. So actually, I guess technically it's a PLB, a personal locator
November
beacon.
116, Quebec Sierra, contact Miami Center on 126.32.
And that's of course registered through NOAA.
2632,
so they have all of,
November
my
116, Quebec
emergency,
Sierra, we'll see you, thanks.
all the airplane information, emergency contact information, and stuff like that on file for in case it does activate. Then it's in a floatable bag, the big yellow bag. I think we'll show that on one of the videos. And then we have a maritime survival kit, which has water ration packets, food packets, like signaling mirrors, flashlights, emergency blankets, flares, fishing kits, all those types of things in it.
So for those viewers that are watching this video, and they're looking at you and they're looking at me and not seeing a life vest or anything on us.
Good morning, Miami, American 943.
Shouldn't we be wearing a life vest right now? And why aren't we?
Definitely not a terrible
morning.
idea. The reason I don't is just because we're in
Miami,
a
do you
twin,
have any ride reports at
so we do
370
have that
for American
extra
943?
safety level
I haven't had any complaints this morning.
if we lose an engine.
Okay, sounds good, thanks.
Obviously, you know, some people may want to prepare for the worst case scenario all the time. Again, not a bad idea. I just choose not to.
and that's because you're in a twin. So if you're in a single right now, we're flying in a single piston.
If I was in a piston single, I would definitely wear a wearable life vest. I just feel like if you're in that single and you do have an engine failure, you're not going to have time. You got too many things going on. Trying to pitch for best glide or looking for a cruise ship or an island to try to land on or whatever. You got too much going on to then also try to get a life vest on. So that's pretty much my rationale on it.
And your crash kit and your life raft, that goes all the way in the back, right? That's you keep it back with the luggage.
No, I actually my standard operating procedure is to have it always within reach of one of the passengers. So it's too big and bulky if there's middle seat passengers, and it kills the leg room and everything. So I put it behind them, but always within reach of somebody. So if I'm flying by myself or with just front seat passengers, then it's directly behind me. If there's middle seat passengers, then it's directly behind them.
Miami, good afternoon, Nortrans 4906. Flight level 3.
Fun little story.
Carry.
When my kids were younger, my son was probably 7, 8 years old, and we were flying down to Bimini, and at the time I had my Mooney, so single engine piston. Well, my kids were too young to trust them to get it out of the back. So I have a photo of my son sitting in the back of the airplane with a big old life raft sitting right in between him and his sister.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
American 708,
370. I wasn't going to put our lives in their hands.
Good morning.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the biggest
Sunwing 647, direct Newport.
misconception or misnomer about flying to the islands?
I think a lot of people are just intimidated because they don't know the procedures, and sometimes it's challenging to figure out what all the procedures are. But once you do it once, it's really super easy. You know, create a checklist for yourself, and so you don't forget anything. Make sure you you follow all the steps, but aside from that, it's really
Miami
simple.
Fairwings 783 is with you, flight level 350.
And it's gorgeous. I mean,
Fairwing 783,
the most beautiful place in the world to fly, I think.
Would you be able, flight level 370 in about 8 minutes?
What would you say is the biggest mistake that most first-time or inexperienced island hoppers make?
I would say probably not doing the research. Fuel is, of course, a big issue. A lot of the islands don't have fuel. Some islands say that they have fuel, but don't. Some islands say that they don't, but do. Making sure that you know when customs opens and closes, because they have odd hours out in sometimes they have odd hours in the islands. So do your research. Make sure you know everything about it. You know obviously the runway length, the orientation, the winds, what times customs opens and closes, whether they have an FBO where you can pay with credit card. Most of the islands don't.
Miami
You have to
American
pay.
1502, flight level 350.
You have to pay with cash.
American 1502, Miami Center, Roger.
So making sure you have enough cash with you. Yeah, just really being prepared. If it's an island that doesn't have enough fuel, knowing where you're going to go. If it's close enough that you can get all the way there and back without fuel, or if you need to stop somewhere else. One of the flights out here to Long Island a while back, I didn't have enough fuel, and Deadman's Key didn't have fuel, so I cleared customs originally in Governor's Harbor.
Charlie Foxtrot, Papa Yankee X-ray.
Then I got the Transire permit to fly in the islands. So then I flew to Deadman's Key, but I needed fuel to get back, so then I stopped in Exuma on the way back, and refueled at Exuma International, and then continued all the way back. So certain flights like that, knowing exactly what your fuel burns are, where you've got fuel, where you don't, how far you can get, where you need to stop.
Fairwings 885, Miami Center, good morning.
Another one is a lot of the islands don't have customs, so you've got to land at a port of entry prior to going to your final destination, if that's the case.
885, clear direct to Acme.
but there are some great videos on YouTube also. There's one that Border Patrol put out that talks about all the procedures for private flyers.
Charlie Papa Yankee X-ray.
And we'll put that in the link below.
And there's some other videos. There's other resources too for some of the more complicated islands, or if you need to fly over Cuba, get overflight permits, things like that. There's some great resources. Caribbean Flying Adventures, and I know I'm gonna forget one. But maybe we can probably find the links for those also. That you can be members of, and they have great resources.
Spearwing 783, climb maintain.
And they'll actually take care of all of the. Actually for some islands, they'll actually do all the flight planning for you. If you choose, it's a service you can pay for. They'll take care of all the flight planning. Make sure you have all your charts, have your overflight permits, your landing permits, and they will pay the overflight fees that you incur. So, for example, when I flew to Belize one time,
American 1254, contact Miami Center on 126.27.
I flew over Mexican airspace, and even though you never land in Mexico, you're incurring overflight fees. So basically, you create a balance. They create an account for you, and you have a balance. Which, if you don't go and pay it, it'll never get paid. So my fear was, and I don't know that this would happen, but my fear was one day I decide to fly to Mexico, and now I have this huge unpaid balance with my luck incurring interest. Again, I don't know if it does or not, but so I went through this organization, and they contacted Mexico for me, found out what my balance was, let me know, I paid them plus a fee, and then all those fees were taken care of. So there's some great resources out there for flying to these islands.
American 1546, Miami Center, good morning.
That is actually one of the nice things, talking about safety over the islands. There's so many islands. Even in a single, there's a very good chance you're going to be within gliding distance of one of the runways at one of the islands. Or at the very least, somewhere where you can ditch, where it's shallow enough and you can get to land and not be stranded out in open water.
As long as you get some altitude going.
Yeah, if you've got some altitude. There's just so many little islands, and almost all of them have airstrips.
Yeah, when I did when I flew in the Mooney, it was I was a little surprised. I mean, the biggest surprise for me was I remember departing from Fort Lauderdale, and then looking back, and I can see land behind me, and pretty much with flying to Bimini, which is where I was going the first time, from the moment I could no longer see land behind me, you could almost count 1001, 1002, 1003, and I don't remember how long the count was, but it was less than a minute.
Yeah.
Before suddenly you can see in front of you, you can see Bimini up ahead.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So, I mean, granted, you are out of glide distance at that point, or I believe I was, but knowing that, okay, well, the engine's still running, and there's land already, and then once you hit Bimini, you start heading down the islands, then you can start island hopping. So you really never have to be, I think for me, the biggest
Miami Fairwing 301, 30 for 350.
Misconception about flying the islands is that depending which route you take, you never really have to be that long where you're not
301 going to 350.
within sight of land, if not over land.
No, it's true. It's true. You're close most of the time.
Can you tell he's got kids?
Yeah.
He actually doesn't have any kids.
Yeah.
This is actually his normal meal.
It's my normal snack.
He likes a little kid size fruit veggies.
My kids are snack pack city.
Let me tell you, you do realize, right? Like right now, there are airline pilots that are watching this video that are jealous over the meal we're getting, our in-flight meal. They have to deal with hot, warm meals. You know, sometimes they get some chicken or steak or salads.
That's got to be horrible.
I mean, they don't. It's.
Who would want to eat that?
Why? I actually love these.
Cessna 434 X-ray at 2,100 with you.
So welcome back. We're approaching decal. We got the decal 5 arrival.
I'll say clear of flash bar space.
Which basically means we were flying the decal and then we are on radar vectors to the airport. So we were given a crossing restriction of 4,000 feet for decal and we're leveling off of 4,000 feet now.
1 Papa Bravo, descend and maintain 2,000.
Down to 2,000 for 1 Bravo Papa.
1 Bravo Papa, contact Miami approach 1. Correction on 1 Bravo Papa, maintain 3,000. Contact Miami approach 119.7.
3,019.7 for 1 Bravo Papa. Have a good day.
So 5 Golf Sierra.
Captain Miami approach, Aaron 291 Bravo Papa, descending 3,000.
1 Bravo Papa, Miami approach, expect visual for runway 9er.
Expect a visual for 9er, 1 Bravo Papa.
Okay, so the first next people we're going to talk to is going to be tower.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and put that in. 209. Enter.
400 to go.
1 Bravo Papa, turn left heading 270, descend maintain 2,000.
270 down to 2,000, 1 Bravo Papa.
Number 166, turn left heading 120 and intercept the runway 9er localized.
Turn left heading 120 and intercept the ILS localizer 51.
166, traffic 11 o'clock a mile northbound, altitude indicates 2,500.
Roger, traffic today for 51.
1,000 to go.
Number 1 Bravo Papa, I was actually talking to the tower before. Do you have the airport in sight?
Hey, firm, 1 Bravo Papa.
1 Bravo Papa, right downwind, clear visual approach, runway 9er.
Right downwind for 9, cleared visual, 1 Bravo Papa.
1 Bravo Papa, contact exact tower 120.9er.
Over to tower for 1 Bravo Papa, thanks, have a good day. 6,000, November 410, Lima Romeo, turning base.
Number 410 Lima Romeo, roger, runway 9er, continue, wildlife on the runway.
Runway 9er, November 410, Lima Romeo.
Can we do a low flyover of the runway?
Number 0 Lima Romeo, just continue inbound and trying to chase the coyote off the runway.
Okay, we got you.
Number 35584, fly northbound, runway 31, clear for takeoff, traffic 1.5 right base, runway 9er.
There you go, 10 degrees.
Executive Tower bearing 291 Bravo Papa is right downwind, visual 9.
Number 291 Bravo Papa, executive tower, runway 9er, continue traffic holding position.
Continue for 91 Bravo Papa.
9er clear, touch and go, traffic departing runway 31 prior to your arrival.
Put that ship going, November 410, Lima Romeo.
That's someone over the numbers.
Alright, let's go gear down, please.
Gear going down. Indicating green.
Okay, got the mirror.
Fox is on the runway.
On runway 9er?
That's right, he's running off though, right in front of us to the left. If you see him, do you see him off to the left in front of us, right by the runway?
I see him.
We'll come around.
Okay, just full flaps to go. Mixture props, throttles are set, fuel set, gears down. So just flaps to go.
Number 51166, executive tower, Aldous approach terminate. Number 1 Bravo Papa, turn base, runway 9er, continue traffic holding position.
Turning base for 9, 1 Bravo Papa.
November 482 Alpha, extend downwind, tower will call base traffic holding position.
Send it downwind 482 Alpha.
Who's number 1 ready to go?
Tower from 373 Charlie Alpha, holding short of runway 9er at Echo. We'd like to take off, please.
I'd like to take off, please.
November 373 Charlie
Him
Alpha,
and everybody else
executive
holding
tower,
short.
turn number 291 Bravo Papa, runway 9er, clear to land, traffic departing prior to your arrival.
Clear to land, runway 9, 1 Bravo Papa.
Number 51166, you said it's going to be a full stop?
Affirmative.
Alright. Okay, gears down, flaps are full, mixture props, throttles, fuel.
BSO 9, roger.
500 feet, green, clear to land.
5.4.
Alright, he's going to be gone.
Tower 410 Lima Romeo is at hotel for 9 for closed in the pattern.
Archer 482 Alpha, turn base Roman 9, continue traffic calling position.
Turn base, continue 482 Alpha.
Calling Tower 9
Minimums. Minimums.
Yeah, 0 Lima Romeo for 9 at hotel.
Number 410 Lima Romeo, Executive Tower, roger. Number 81158, runway 9er, full length, line up and wait, traffic 2 mile right base.
Line up and wait, 81158.
Number 3 Charlie Alpha, reset transponder, squawk 6660.
Squawk 6660, face up, face Charlie Alpha.
Here we
Number
go.
1 Bravo Papa, turn around on Bravo, contact ground.
Right on Bravo ground, 1 Bravo Papa.
There you go.
So thanks for coming along with us. I hope you enjoyed this this flight, and I hope you enjoyed this little series on going to the Bahamas. So as always, if you like my videos, give me that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Biggest thank you I can get is that subscribe button. And as always, feel free to leave comments down below. Feel free to, you can follow me on Facebook Baron Pilot page, or on Instagram at Beach Baron Pilot. And a special thank you to my patron followers. Your support is much appreciated. So anyhow, we are just going to taxi up to customs now and clear customs. Hopefully this will be quick and